Why Puntland is the most important location in the Horn of Africa, and why the failed Somali state must be left behind. Analytical Desk, 2026. Prologue, The Weight on Puntland's Shoulders. For 35 years, from 1991 to 2026, the Federal Republic of Somalia has been the world's longest-running failed state. It cannot secure its capital, pay its civil servants, or hold free elections. Yet it insists that Puntland remain under its flag. Not because it offers anything in return, but because a failed state cannot afford to lose its most functional region. Somalia needs Puntland to look less failed. Puntland gets nothing but destroyed reputation, blocked potential, forced subsidization, and security contagion. This is misery loves company. And it is a weight the people of Puntland must finally throw from their shoulders. Part 1. Why Puntland is the strategic backbone of the Horn of Africa. Geography. The gateway to global trade routes. Puntland sits at the most strategic location in the Horn of Africa. Its coastline along the Gulf of Aden places it directly on one of the world's most vital maritime choke points, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. Nearly 1/8 of global maritime trade passes through this corridor, including oil shipments from the Persian Gulf to Europe and North America, and container traffic between Asia and the West. Bosaso Port, Puntland's primary maritime hub, is not just a local facility. It is the closest African port to the Arabian Peninsula, located just a short sea crossing from Yemen. This proximity has historically made Bosaso a critical node for trade between the Horn of Africa and the Gulf states, a position that global logistics giants are racing to capitalize on. DP World's presence. Proof of global confidence. When DP World, the Dubai-based ports giant that operates facilities from London to Hong Kong, signed a 30-year concession agreement with Puntland in 2017 and returned to Bosaso in 2022, it sent an unmistakable message: Puntland is a viable investment destination. The planned modernization of Bosaso Port includes a 455-meter quay extension, a 5-hectare storage yard, dredging to 12 meters to accommodate larger vessels, and advanced information technology systems for streamlined operations. DP World is not a charity. It is a profit-driven, publicly traded corporation. Its commitment to Puntland demonstrates that international business sees value here, value that the failed Somali state in Mogadishu has only obstructed. The Garad Corridor. A $216 million indigenous vision. Perhaps the most remarkable proof of Puntland's importance is the Garad Corridor, a $216 million infrastructure project that is entirely community-driven. Unlike the aid-dependent South, this project was initiated by local business leaders and community members, not foreign donors. The 270-kilometer corridor will link the newly constructed Garad port to key inland cities including Galkayo and Galdagob, extending toward the Ethiopian border. The African Development Bank has backed the project, recognizing its potential to streamline trade routes between Ethiopia and the Gulf, stimulate local industries and create jobs, raise living standards for communities along its route, and promote regional stability through economic integration. This is not theoretical. The Garad Corridor demonstrates that Puntland can build world-class infrastructure without Mogadishu's permission, and despite Mogadishu's obstruction. Natural resource wealth. Gold, copper, and oil. Puntland sits on proven and substantial mineral wealth. In July 2025, the Puntland government, in partnership with DP World, invited international companies to bid for gold and copper exploration rights in the Kalmado mountain range, specifically the Dutin area of the Sanag region. Decades of reports have confirmed significant, unexploited mineral deposits in the region. The explicit targeting of gold and copper confirms long-standing speculation about Puntland's potential to become a major extractive economy. Beyond minerals, Puntland possesses significant offshore hydrocarbon potential in the Darua Valley. With an independent legal framework, these reserves could be developed, generating billions in annual revenue. Livestock and fisheries, Africa's untapped food basket. Puntland has over 3,300 kilometers of coastline, one of the longest on the continent. Its waters are rich with tuna, lobster, and other high-value species currently plundered by foreign trawlers due to Somalia's weak enforcement. The livestock sector is equally promising. Saudi Arabia has financed quarantine stations in Puntland to ensure animal health standards, protecting a multi-million-dollar export market. With independent control over its ports and trade policy, Puntland could expand these markets dramatically. Part 2. Somalia as a weight. What Puntland loses by staying. Destroyed reputation. Every time Somalia is mentioned internationally, the same words follow: Al-Shabaab, pirate, refugee, famine, corrupt. Puntland is painted with the same brush despite having none of these problems at scale. Puntland's children face travel bans, banking discrimination, and visa denials simply because their passport says Somalia. The federal government in Mogadishu has done nothing to reverse this. It has only deepened the shame. Blocked potential. Mogadishu claims constitutional authority over ports, minerals, and immigration, but provides no services in return. When Puntland attempted to modernize Bosaso port with DP World, local disputes and federal obstruction delayed progress. When Puntland offered gold and copper exploration rights, the federal government's weak claim to the disputed Sanag region cast a shadow over the project. The most striking example came in September 2025, when Somalia's federal government launched a new e-visa system. By moving visa applications online and routing payments through Mogadishu, the federal government redirected a dependable source of Puntland's revenue to its own coffers. Puntland was left with no good options: abide by federal rules and lose income, or double-charge arrivals and face public anger. This is not federalism. This is extraction disguised as governance. Forced subsidization. Puntland pays millions annually in federal dues to Mogadishu. In return, it receives zero federal services, no security support, no infrastructure funding, no salary assistance. Puntland members of parliament have publicly accused the federal government of obstructing development projects, including those funded by the Somali Stability Fund that were meant specifically for Puntland. Security contagion. Mogadishu's instability leaks north. Al-Shabaab cells, weapons flows, and displaced militias cross into Puntland because Somalia cannot control its own borders. A DP World port manager was killed in Bosaso in 2019, an attack for which Al-Shabaab claimed responsibility. Puntland has its own capable Darwish forces, but under Somalia's national security framework, it cannot sign direct counterterrorism pacts with the United States or other partners. Mogadishu blocks or delays every such arrangement. This is not partnership. This is misery demanding company.